Hi everyone, welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is your next lover. So your next romantic partner, your next person that you date, whatever the situation is. This is mainly about their personality, maybe what your current connection to them is, how they'll treat you in a relationship, things like that. So there are 4 piles to choose from. I suggest selecting the pile that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would choose pile 2, maturity, because the bookshelves in the back of this pile remind me of the bookshelves that were in my grandparents' house when I was a kid. And they had like a window seat and then these rows of shelves, like a little library nook that I used to love so much. So I will put the timestamps in the description down below. Feel free to pause the video now to select your pile and let's get started. If you selected pile 1, Inner Peace, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the 3 of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, Justice, and the King of Cups. For your Lover's Oracle card, we got Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. And for your Romance Angels card, we got Worth Waiting For. Okay, my pile ones. So what is your next lover like? Who are they? We start off your spread with this 3 of Pentacles. So immediately what I'm hearing is that this is someone that you could meet in your workplace, either a new coworker, a new boss, or someone who comes into your workplace for whatever reason. So if you work in a store, maybe they're a customer. If you work in an office building, maybe they're an architect that's there to go over plans. But even if that is not how you meet this person, although I do think it's a strong possibility with this being the first card that came out, the 3 of Pentacles also indicates to me that this person is very hardworking, but they also get along really well with others. They find it very easy to communicate what their vision is and be able to work with other people towards a common goal, which is a really good indicator, not only that they are good, probably well liked and highly regarded in their career field, but also they can be very good at maintaining a romantic relationship, which is probably one of the things that draws you to this person. Because if you were to have a disagreement with this person, this is not someone who would outright just dismiss you. This person likes to approach relationships and conflict as not a you against me situation, but an us against the problem situation. I just heard the Fiona Apple lyric. I don't remember what song it's from, but the lyric is something like, how can I fight when we're on the same side? Like, if I don't want to fight you, I want to resolve the issue with you because I'm on the side of wanting to resolve things and move forward. The 3 of Pentacles is also an indicator of someone who maybe has some creativity, specifically when it comes to the arts, visual things. So they could keep a really beautiful home. They could be really big on cozy decor. They could like art literally. So maybe they go to art museums or they paint or they do some other kind of visual medium. I'm also picking up that their love language could be acts of service. And in particular, they like doing things that really ease the burden of the day-to-day life of the people that they care about. So for example, if they had a family member that needed someone to take them to a doctor's appointment, maybe they would pick the family member up in the family member's car and take them to the doctor's appointment. And while they're waiting for the appointment to be over, they might go and fill up the car with gas. And it's a little thing, but it means a lot to kind of take care of the person, to do these things to make their life easier, to make sure that they're good and they're getting their needs met. And I think that's something that is really big for this person. And also I'm getting that they could be a family person in general. They could be close to their family members or their chosen family. In a relationship, this person might like to show you off. The 3 of Pentacles traditionally showcases kind of like an artist muse situation. So this person could like showing you off because they see you as a work of art or this beautiful thing that so much time, all of these different things that have happened to you in your life made you into the person that you are today, and they just want to show that off. So there's really a deep sense of appreciation that this person has for their romantic partner. And it's almost like they've put you on a pedestal, and not in a way where they have removed your humanity. And if you did something to kind of expose yourself as having a fault or an insecurity or something, that would make them remove the sheen of admiration that they have for you. Definitely, I think they see you as a whole person, but they also really admire all of these things about you that make you a nuanced, multitudinous being. Like they, these faults that you have within yourself, these insecurities that you have, I think this person sees them and they acknowledge them, and they also think, you're such a wonderful person. Like I'm feeling a lot of warmth coming from this person. With the 7 of Wands next in your spread, this person is very protective of the people that they care about and themselves. So if they feel like they're being attacked, if they feel like they're receiving undue criticism, or someone that they like, someone that they love is receiving undue criticism, they are not afraid to stand up for themselves. And most of the time they do end up coming out on top, because I do think that this person has a very strong ethical backbone. So when they really commit to something, or when they stand up for something, it's something that they really believe in. They're not really wavering in their beliefs or their treatment of other people. So definitely if they feel like someone's being mistreated, they're going to speak up. It's very important for them to make other people feel included. Like if they were at a party with a group of people and maybe they were standing around and talking to their friends, and they kind of notice someone lingering outside of the group, or maybe they don't have a way to come into the circle, they would intentionally kind of make room or try to involve that person in the conversation, because they want people to feel included, and they don't like perceived inequality. And as I said, this person is very protective when they see something that seems unfair to them, or if something's being unnecessarily criticized, if someone is being unnecessarily criticized. And in particular, when it comes to romantic partners, when it comes to you, especially because they hold you in such high regard, and they do have you on this pedestal, and they really love all these different parts of you, I do see that they will be very protective of you if someone were to make an offhanded comment, or even if you came to them and were like, someone said something really weird to me. I think they would be kind of up in arms, and they'd be like, oh, that's not okay. And they would definitely be like on guard around that person from now on, and maybe even want to talk to them and tell them that's not okay. With the Queen of Pentacles here in the middle of your spread, this is how I get that they see you and why they're attracted to you. But I think these are also qualities that they really try to cultivate within themselves. So I think these are a lot of shared qualities between you and this person. So Queen of Pentacles, first of all, you could be a Capricorn or have a prominent Capricorn or other earth sign placement. So Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, and that would be a sun, moon, rising, or Venus in your natal chart. But generally, the Queen of Pentacles is someone who really values stability. So this person is really drawn to the feeling that you are stable, and that when you say something, you mean it. You're not wavering. You have a life outside of what this person can offer you. You seem fulfilled. Maybe you have like other interests or hobbies. You do tend to focus on career, or you have stability in your job, in your career field. You find it very important to work on your home. So the place where you live, you like comfort. You like taking care of the people that you care about. So family might be really important to you. And in particular, you might have a very nurturing personality. So maybe you could have kids, or maybe you want to have kids in the future. But generally, you are very good at taking care of kids. Like, I think if you have to babysit, you're probably really good at that. And kids maybe naturally like you because you have a certain level of patience and empathy and warmth that's really necessary to get along with children. And I think for that same reason, for a lot of you, maybe animals are really drawn to you or you're really drawn to animals. You tend to be a hard worker, not just literally at work, but in other areas of your life. If you decide you want to do something or you put your mind towards something, that is what you are going to do. You are very perseverant. And these are qualities, like I said, that your future lover is going to really admire in you. But it's also qualities that this person values in themselves. And so I think that's kind of the thing that draws you two together, is these shared values. With the Queen of Pentacles representing you, and I believe the King of Cups at the end of the spread here is representing your next lover, in between you two, we have Justice, which is really interesting because this feels almost like karmic retribution for the terrible romances, relationships that you may have had in the past. So it feels like if you've been in your mind saying, when is it going to be my turn to like have a relationship that makes sense or have someone treat me well, this is kind of your divine retribution, is finding this person. But you had to go through all those trials and tribulations to kind of learn and figure out what you won't accept. Also with the Justice card here, as I said before, I do think this person has a very strong ethical, moral backbone. So they really stick by their values. They mean what they say what they mean. And this person, well, I think they wouldn't be immune to hearing gossip. Like, I think they would listen. They're not really quick to judge people. They're very much like a gotta hear both sides kind of person. And they try to really approach conflict from a very fair, level-headed place. So that's why I said also in the beginning with this Three of Pentacles, I think that they are very good at working with other people because they don't see it as me versus you. They see it as us against the problem. And I think that extends to not just the people that they are really close to, but also, coworkers that they might have differing opinions with. They're always looking to kind of find the common ground and get towards a solution. And that's a really positive trait to have for anyone, just in order to both be productive and keep the peace in a relationship. And peacefulness is really vital to this person. That's why they are really drawn to your level of stability, because they're not interested in someone who is wild or emotionally volatile. They don't really want like a, screaming, fighting, the Notebook kind of relationship. They want something that is stable and pure and just makes sense. They're not really interested in huge emotional outbursts. And I think for some of you, that might even be a change of pace, that this person is so calm. And it's not that they're nonchalant or they don't care. It's just that they are really measured in their response to things and they have a lot of patience. Another thing that I'm picking up from this Justice card is that it could be very traditionally beautiful, and they also like beauty and other things. So I said earlier they could be into visual arts or cultivating a really beautiful home, things like that. Definitely they like the things that they surround themselves with, the clothes that they wear, the food that they eat, whatever it is, to be beautiful. They are definitely interested in living a beautiful life. They could like flowers, and they could be buying you flowers pretty frequently when you start dating. Your next lover is showing up as the last card in the spread, the King of Cups. So they could be a Scorpio or have a prominent Scorpio placement in their natal chart. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Could also be another water sign, Cancer or Pisces, or have a prominent water sign placement. But most strongly, I'm getting Scorpio here. So generally, this person is embodying the King of Cups energy, which is someone who is very patient, as I said before, wise, diplomatic, compassionate. If you come to them and you say you have a problem, they will sit there and listen to you, and they will want to hold you. If you are going through something, they want to try to find a way to make it easier for you. They want to be a source of comfort and someone that you can rely on, because reliability is something that is very important to this person, not only for them to be able to provide for other people, but also in a partner. So that's something that they like about you, because Queen of Pentacles does tend to be very reliable. And also with the King of Cups here, this person is very romantic. And in particular, I'm getting that they could really enjoy reading like romantic novels or watching rom-coms because they like the fantasy of romance. They really like the attention to detail that goes into courting someone. So this could be the kind of person who writes love letters, who makes sure that when they give you a bouquet of flowers, there's a little note written on the card. This is not someone who would just go like to the mall before your birthday and buy the first piece of jewelry that they see. They really think about the things that they give to you and tell you because they really believe that it's the thought that counts. And as I said before, this person has a very calming energy. And I think for a lot of you, that's something that you need because sometimes a Queen of Pentacles can be someone who really overworks themselves or extends so much of themselves to other people. And so I think your future lover here is someone who really reminds you to take a second, or is the person who really says, you're so busy taking care of everyone else, but who's taking care of you? I'm going to be the person who's taking care of you. And I'm also getting here that this person, as I said, is someone who is very emotionally intelligent and really does feel their feelings. Like, they are very emotional people, but they have a very good understanding and grasp of their emotions. So they're not prone to dramatic outbursts. They are really good at analyzing, what is this feeling? Why am I feeling it? How do I go forward? And that level of emotional intelligence, I think, is something that you have not experienced in a previous relationship. So this person's level-headedness, empathy, compassion, patience is something that really makes you smitten with them. This person really craves a deep, spiritual, understanding kind of love. They want someone who just gets them, someone who they can kind of look at each other from across the room. I just heard that the movie Frances Ha with Greta Gerwig, there's a scene in there where she's talking to her best friend maybe. She says, what I think love is when you're at a party and you can look across the room and look at your best friend and you just share this look and you don't say anything, but through that look you feel just like your shared experiences, all of this history that you have with each other, all of this mutual affection, this feeling towards each other. And maybe other people catch the glance, but they will never understand that depth of really knowing each other and being able to communicate with that with just a glance, because we've cultivated our own little world. And I think that's really the kind of connection that they want, where they just feel like, that's my person. They can look across the room and be like, that's my person. And definitely I do feel like this person is very protective, as I said with the Seven of Wands. They're very protective of the people that they love. And they do not really like to share. The King of Cups, as I previously stated, is traditionally kind of a Scorpio card. And Scorpios can be very possessive because they're very all-consuming. They're very all or nothing. So I don't think this is in a toxic way. I just mean that they're definitely like, I am not going to share you. This is someone who is a staunch monogamist. And one extra message I just heard is that you might be a little bit more extroverted or louder than this person is. You don't necessarily have to be an extrovert, but I think this person, because they tend to have a very calm, laid-back personality, I just got like a vision of you two being out at like a party, a get-together with friends, maybe a bar or something, and you're maybe dancing or you're kind of telling a story and people are looking at you, listening to you, laughing, and they're just kind of looking on, smiling, like they're proud of you, or they're like, I'm so lucky to have someone who's so charming or captivating or someone so fun. So yeah, this is a very cute person. Protective, emotionally intelligent, patient, fair, hardworking, perseverant, and someone who really appreciates you, not for shallow attributes, but because you are someone who really values family and reliability and trust and loyalty and having someone that you can build a life with in a relationship. With your pile marker being this inner peace card, this card on here says twice, you are enough. Oh, it says you are enough, I am enough. But this card is all about kind of overcoming feelings of being unlovable or feeling like you're not deserving of the kind of love that you want or that you won't receive it. And I think in particular, this card is saying to me that this relationship with this person, your next lover, is really going to kind of remedy some of these feelings that you have about yourself, because I don't think you've ever been loved in the way that this person is going to love you. I think that it will make you feel like, oh, there's actually not anything wrong with me. And I'm not, I don't think that a relationship will ever solve all of our insecurities, but I do think it's a start to be able to have someone really see you, to open yourself up to rejection, to the horrifying ordeal of being known, and have someone look at that and look at you and say, I still want to be with you. I want to love you. I want to cherish you. And I think that will really impact the way that you see yourself and your ability to be in a healthy romantic connection. So your Lover's Oracle card says, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. So definitely scorpionic vibes with the King of Cups. Like I said before, this person really craves a deep spiritual understanding, and they're very watery, very emotional. They really crave depth. They want to get to know you inside and out. For your Romance Angels card, we got worth waiting for. So divine timing is at work in your love life. So this could be a relationship that you might have to wait a little bit for. Or if you've been single for a while, maybe it was because you were gearing up to have this person come into your life. But either way, the wait, the feeling like you're never going to find your person, whatever that is, it will be worth it when you come into union for this person and you realize, I've been waiting for the right time for this to happen, the right time to meet this, so we can both be ready to take care of each other, to love each other. And that's beautiful. So congratulations, my pile one. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 2, maturity, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the 7 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the 3 of Wands. For your Lover's Oracle card, we got Balance, and for your Romance Angels card, we got Release Your Ex. Okay, my pile 2, so let's learn about your next lover. We start off your spread with the 7 of Cups, so immediately what I'm hearing is that they kind of have a jack-of-all-trades personality, and the word that I keep hearing is cosmophage, which I think I read in like a Wayne Kostenbaum book forever ago. But cosmophage is basically, the literal translation is someone who eats a universe, but in the context of that book, it was someone who just wants to know everything that there is to know within the world. So definitely a lot of the cards in here indicate to me that your next lover is someone who is extremely intelligent. And in particular, someone who has a very high thirst for knowledge. So they could get this through reading in particular. I do think that this person probably reads a lot and about as many different topics as possible. So definitely this person is very learned. They could have a degree or multiple degrees. They could have higher education. And even if they don't, they are someone who really comes across as intelligent, knowledge-seeking individuals. Another aspect that they have with the 7 of Cups is they probably have a very good imagination. So they could, in addition to being readers, be really good at writing, and that's kind of doubled down for me, both with this Page of Swords, which is a card of someone who tends to communicate well, but also with the pile marker that you selected, maturity, that features someone writing on it. So This person could be a writer professionally, so maybe they have to write reports, or they're a journalist, or they're a freelance writer, an author, an editor, a publisher, someone who ends up writing a lot in their day-to-day life. Or it could have nothing to do with their job and it's a passion of theirs. So maybe they're a journal keeper, maybe they enjoy writing short stories, maybe they're a poet. But I do get that this person is extremely good with words, and they have a very smart, nuanced approach to the way that they communicate. They're very good at getting a point across and painting a picture. They could also be really good storytellers generally. So like if you went on a date with them, they would be able to tell you a story in a way that's really captivating. So they make it funny, they make it interesting. They really are good at painting a picture. And because of that, I do get the sense that they're pretty charismatic, because you think, wow, they can really tell a story, or they're really interesting. Like you just want to hear what they say next. Additionally, with the Seven of Cups here, as I said, this person's kind of a jack of all trades, and I think that comes across also in their personality. So they have a ton of different qualities that are really desirable in a partner, and actually might be on like a list. If you've ever made a list of, this is what I would want my future partner to have, they have these qualities. So definitely intelligent, good communicator, good at telling a story, good speaker, charming, any number of other qualities. So they could be good looking, could be very funny, have a stable career, have a stable job, hardworking, honest, loyal, kind, adventurous. Whatever these qualities are that you really value in a partner, I do think that this person has a lot of them, to the point where when you meet them, you're almost like, oh, it's too good to be true. Because the Seven of Cups does have this feeling of like wishful thinking. It's almost like, where's the downside to this? So I do think maybe when you initially meet this person, you're kind of like, I don't know that I trust them completely. I feel like there has to be something wrong, because they fulfill all of these things that you've wanted for so long that you're kind of scared of actually being able to get it. With the Four of Wands next in your spread, for a select few of you, you could meet this person at someone else's wedding. So maybe you come for the bride and they are a friend of the groom, and that's how you meet them. Doesn't have to be though, that's just for a select few of you. But generally with the Four of Wands here, this is someone who values marriage. So this is someone who is not really looking for a short-term fling. They would like to get married eventually. And also they want something that is simultaneously both stable but also exciting. They don't really want to settle into something boring. They don't want to start taking a person for granted. They want to keep the spark alive. So it's really important for them in a relationship, in order to maintain that, to always be trying new things with the person that they're with, and to not base their happiness on how them and their significant other are doing at the time. So for example, it's really important for them to feel that even if I did break up with this person, or if we ended up broken up, I would still be okay, because I have these other things, these other areas of my life that I have built up, or my self-worth or my happiness isn't completely dependent on this person. And that's a really healthy way to approach a relationship, because you don't want someone who is completely reliant on you for all of their self-fulfillment. You want someone who has really worked on themselves, and I think that this person, your next lover, is someone who has put in a lot of work to be comfortable by themselves, and now they want to find someone to share this beautiful life that they've created for themselves with. So I think this is not the kind of person where if you started dating and you've been dating for a while, suddenly you stop going on dates and you just stay at home. This person definitely believes in planning things and really taking the time to say, this is an intentional space that I'm setting aside for us to spend time together, for us to romance each other, for us to woo each other. I think that duality of both wanting something that is very stable and long term and also something that maintains excitement, joy, that spark, those fireworks, is evident in also these two cards that are really showing me your next lover's personality, which is the Queen of Wands and the Page of Swords. So the Queen of Wands, I think, is the most attractive court card in the tarot. So this person could be an Aries or another fire sign, so Leo or Sagittarius, but most strongly Aries here, or have a prominent fire sign placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But generally, the Queen of Wands is someone who really understands what their value is, what their positive traits are, and they know how to use that to propel themselves forward. They're not afraid to take risk. They can be very courageous. They want to try new things. They want to learn new things. And they're not afraid of doing something just because they might not be good at it or they might not win. This is very much, I would have rather tried and failed than have never tried at all. And very much, it is better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all kind of person. This person could be very extroverted. Queen of Wands tends to be a social butterfly. And even though this person really tends to be very attractive, very courageous, charismatic, funny, charming, and someone that people really flock to or enjoy being around, they do not really make other people feel insecure, or at least not intentionally. This person is never interested in kind of placing themselves above other people or creating kind of this distinct hierarchy where they're on top of other people. They are very much I want all the people around me to really have as much joy and success as I am. They're all about uplifting the people that they care about. And so in particular, if you need assistance with getting your career started or you're thinking about doing something, this person would be very supportive because the Queen of Wands is a very supportive personality. This person could potentially be athletic in some kind of way, or maybe they enjoy going to the gym or working out. Another thing that I'm getting is that this person could very deeply care about the way that they are presenting themselves to the outside world. So they are fastidiously groomed, or they have a very distinct style of clothing that they like to wear. They do tend to light up a room and be really easy to get along with. And I think probably a lot of people have crushes on this person because they are so personable. They're very approachable. You know, they can walk into a room and say, "Hi, my name is blah, blah, blah," to someone and find something that they have in common with that person and leave with like a new acquaintance or a friend in like 5 minutes. Like, they just find it very easy to make friends. And with the Page of Swords here in particular, this person really likes bonding over shared interest. So as I said before, this person is cosmophagic. They like to learn as much as they can. Maybe they really like to read, so they might really enjoy talking about media that they like. So movies, books, TV shows, articles that they've read. They really enjoy communicating these things that they learned with other people and figuring out what other people are interested in, kind of talking about the differences or their opinions, what kind of music they like, what their favorite movie is, what their favorite book is, who their favorite author is, what their favorite actor. They are someone who tends to be very opinionated and very passionate about their opinions, and they really enjoy discussing them and having that layer of conversation. This person also has a lot of wisdom. With the Page of Swords here, they're being represented by an owl, which are known for their wisdom and for kind of being able to see from all angles. So again, this person is really interested in gaining as much experience from observation, from learning, from personal experience as they can. And then extending that understanding toward how they interact with other people, which is why they're so good at finding common ground with people and making friends. And additionally, with the Page of Swords here, they could like debate. They could have even been on a debate club like in school. or they are currently in a debate club if they are in school, but generally they can be very persuasive. This person would probably be like a good salesperson, or even like a lawyer, or like the fun teacher in school, because they are very informed, they're very intelligent, and they know how to communicate, but they also do it in a way that's fun and doesn't kind of bore the people around them. With the Three of Wands here at the end of your spread, this person could be from another place than where you initially meet them. So, for example, let's say you live in your hometown. This person is probably not from there. They might move there and that's how you meet them. Or maybe they go there to attend a wedding, like I said with the Four of Wands, and maybe you meet them at the wedding that's in your hometown. But generally, this person is from a different location than you are from. Could be a different country, different city, different state, different province, whatever that situation is. This person also probably really enjoys traveling. They do have a very kind of adventurous spirit, like I said, with being both very cosmophagic and with this Queen of Wands courageousness. They do like going and trying new things, including visiting new places. So probably that's very important to them, to find someone who would want to go on trips with them. They want to go out of the country. They want to go to a new state, a new city. They like to learn about different places and the culture in different places. Something else that I'm getting here is that they really do follow through. If they say they're going to do something, they're not all talk. They are very much about the action. So if they say, I want to do this, they plan it out, they figure out how they're going to get it done, and they do it, and they get it done. Because the Three of Wands is all about kind of having your plans come into fruition. So definitely they are someone who takes care to make the things that they want happen. So you also know that if they're not making something happen, it's because they don't really care that much. Your pile marker was this maturity card. So again, I think this person is a very good communicator. They probably read a lot. They could write. They could do it professionally in some capacity. But overall, I see this person as being someone who is very mature, more mature than maybe are used to experiencing in a relationship, and maybe even more mature than you. So that could be physically or just in terms of emotional intelligence. Definitely, I do see this person as being very emotionally intelligent and very secure on their own. So when they come to you, they don't feel like they have to kind of take everything from you and it's your responsibility to make them happy. They feel like they have their own life and their own thing outside of that, and you are the cherry on top, which is a really healthy way to confront a relationship, because then you're not having this expectation that this person has to do everything for you or fulfill all of these needs for you, and there's a mutual respect for each other's time and energy. This person could be physically, literally older than you. However, I am not getting that as strongly, especially because with the Queen of Wands and the Page of Swords here, although the pages tend to be younger, the Queen of Wands kind of balances that out for me. So I feel like if they are older than you, it's not extremely older than you. It's probably around your age. So your Lover's Oracle card says balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. So like I said with this Page of Swords, this person really values kind of expressing their opinions, and they do have very strong opinions. And so they like a friendly debate. I don't think they're the type of person who would really get into a very serious argument with you, but they do like to kind of challenge the thinking of the people around them or the perspective of the people around them. They really like getting people to kind of open their mind and consider things from a different point of view, because that's something that's very important to this person, is kind of getting a 360, all sides version of whatever the situation is. And so this person will probably tell you, if you come to them, let's say you come to them and you're, complaining about someone at work. If they feel like you're not completely correct in that situation, they will probably tell you. they'll be like, I'm very supportive of you and I love you, but I don't think that you were necessarily completely in the right in this situation, or I think that you're interpreting the intentions of this other person incorrectly. And I think having someone who's willing to tell you when you're wrong in a kind way is pretty useful, not just in a romantic relationship, but in a friendship and any other relationships that you have. Because if you just surround yourself with yes men, people who tell you that you're right all the time, it's more difficult to grow and learn and see how your actions might be negatively impacting other people, which is why I think a lot of the times, like, celebrities or people who get famous really young kind of go through these phases where they might be considered like social pariahs, like people who are very mean or rude, or they have these very problematic behaviors because they're surrounded by people who constantly tell them, no, you're doing great, everything you do is awesome, because they benefit off of these people. And if they tell them that they're not great, then they're subject to being like cut out of this person's life. But anyway, that's a digression. I'm just saying that this person really does believe in holding the people that they care about accountable, and they want everyone to really be morally sound and practice what they preach. Because as I said before, this person is not just all talk. They have a lot of follow through. If they say something, they mean it. If they say they're going to do it, they follow through and they do it. And they want to grow with you as a person. They think if you both were remaining stagnant, eventually you would just get tired of each other, and they don't want to remain stagnant. This is someone who really wants to grow and learn as much about the world as possible. So if they felt like you weren't pushing them or challenging them to learn new things or have new experiences or find new emotional depths with each other, this person would probably get bored pretty easily. And finally, for your Romance Angels card, we have Release Your Ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And I feel like this is more about you, the viewer, than the next lover that you have in these cards. So maybe you're wondering, you're watching this, you're thinking, I really want my next lover to come in. I want this person so bad. I want someone who's emotionally intelligent and unlike the people that I've dated in the past, but you still are energetically consumed with thoughts about your ex, or maybe you even still devote some of your time to them. Maybe you talk to them, maybe you still see them, maybe you still stalk them on social media. Whatever the situation is, it's time to clear a pathway for this new person, this new wonderful person who challenges you and gets you to try new things and have more fun and being more adventurous. You need to kind of clear your energy from these past hurts or this person from the past who was immature in some way in order to invite this new person, your next lover, in. All right, my pile twos, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 3, Life Purpose, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Tower, and the Hermit. For your Lover's Oracle card, we got Sacred Union, and for your Romance Angels card, we got Past Life Relationship. Okay, my pile 3s, so who is your next lover? We start off your spread with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and immediately what I'm hearing is that I think this is someone that you already know. And this could be someone that you had something with in the past that ended up fizzling out. So it could be that maybe they had a crush on you and you weren't interested in the time, or you were in a relationship with someone else and you just didn't have time for them, or the other way around. Maybe you had a crush on them and they were dating someone else at the time. Maybe the timing was just off for you two, or it could even be an ex. But this feels more like something that just never took off, with it being an ace, as the ace is the first card in the suit of pentacles. So it feels like it kind of ended before it even started. So maybe you just had a crush on this person and for whatever reason it never happened. But I definitely do think that for the most of you here, this is someone from your past. For a few of you also, this person could be less financially stable or make less money than you, which I know is something that we don't really like to hear in a love reading, but it's not unusual necessarily. Now, I believe the next two cards in this spread, this Queen of Cups and this Knight of Cups, represent you and this person. So with the Queen of Cups, I'm picking up that this is more of the viewer's energy. So you could be a Cancer or have a prominent Cancer placement in your natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or you could have one of those placements in another water sign, so Scorpio or Pisces, but most strongly Cancer here. And you see here are depicted sitting on your throne, and the Knight of Cups, which is their energy, is kind of walking away with their cup, their emotions spilled out, but you're not chasing after them. You're allowing them to go. You don't seem fazed by this, which is why, again, I believe that this is someone that you have had some kind of romantic situation with in the past, whether that's they had a crush on you and you just didn't see it, or you were preoccupied with other areas of your life, or you were dating someone else. Whatever that situation is, I think that there was a separation here that was not particularly emotionally taxing on you, more so on this person. So the traits of the Queen of Cups is someone who's compassionate, caring, affectionate, emotionally intelligent. They really understand and allow themselves to feel their emotions without being overwhelmed by them. This is someone who nurtures, someone who can be very intuitive, and someone who can be quite introverted and sometimes even a little bit secretive. And I think that these qualities that you have are the things that really drew this person to you and is currently kind of drawing them back in. And these are also traits that probably they share or they value in their friends or their family members, or they want to cultivate in themselves. So this person probably is very sensitive, especially with them showing up as the Knight of Cups here. They can also be quite imaginative and creative, and they do really value romance and kind of emotional depth. So emotions are also very important to this person. So those qualities they admire in you, and that's one of the reasons why they have been attracted to you. And they themselves are the Knight of Cups in comparison to your Queen of Cups. So this person could be younger than you in terms of age, but also in terms of just maturity or where they're at in their life, especially with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse at the beginning of your spread, because it seems like they are less stable financially than you. It could be that maybe they just are not quite at the same place as you are in your life. And maybe that's one of the reasons why you turned them away initially, or why you felt like it didn't work, whatever the situation was in the past. But the Knight of Cups is someone who is very romantic. This is someone who really believes in courtship and chivalry and wining and dining and finding new creative romantic ways to impress someone. They're very much like a rom-com type of romance person, like running through the airport, I want to be with you kind of person. They could be a Pisces or have a prominent Pisces placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And with the Tower here next to the Knight of Cups, they're walking away from you and going towards this tower. So I feel like after whatever you had with this person kind of fizzled out, or it didn't work out, or nothing ever became of it, whatever that situation is, this person had a huge change in their life. The Tower is all about really shocking, sudden changes and having to reformat and restructure really big, important parts of your life. So definitely, I think that this person has changed a lot since when the last time that maybe you dealt with them or when you knew them, because they were kind of forced to. There was some catalyst in their life that propelled them forward. And I'm also getting that this is kind of one of their personality traits, is embodying the Tower, which is not settling for something because it's comfortable. They will take the discomfort, the shock, in order to build something that will ultimately be better for them in the long term. So, for example, if this person was working at a job that they did not like, or it was a really toxic work environment, this person would not just stay working there and complaining the whole time. They would say, okay, I need to look for other jobs. I need to quit this. I need to go get a new job right now. And they would do it. So definitely when they want something, they will put their mind to it, and they're not afraid of having to make changes. So another flip side of this is that this person might be impulsive at times, especially with them coming up as the Knight of Cups, because this is a little bit of an impulsive card, and not in a reckless way necessarily, but I do think they're very carpe diem. They could also be quite tall in comparison to you, so much so that it's something that people really notice when you're standing next to each other. Like, it's one of the first things that people point out is the height difference. With the Hermit here at the end of the spread, I do think that this Tower moment that happened in their life, that this thing that really caused them to restructure, reorganize, reorient themselves, and have to make very big decisions about their life path, is something that ultimately has made them a lot more wise, because the Hermit is someone who is wise and kind of takes the time to really reflect and think about what they want and what they've experienced, so as to take that wisdom and be able to apply it as they move forward. So if you know who I'm talking about at this point and you remember them as being kind of immature, I do think that they have matured quite significantly since the separation or the dissolution of whatever it was between you two. Also with the Hermit here, this person could be a health nut, so they could maybe have like a kind of strict diet or a very specific diet, like maybe they only eat fish and veggies, or maybe they only eat fresh food, or they go to the gym pretty frequently, and maybe they have a specific sport that they like to do. And this person could also be in school, so they could be in college. That might be one of the reasons why they are less financially stable than you. Maybe you've already started a career and they're still working on pursuing a degree, and they're not working as much as you or at all. And I'm also getting that this person does look at your social media quite frequently. So if you're posting on your stories and you've noticed them watching, yes, they're watching. They're not just tapping through like they do for everyone else's, they're actually watching yours. And as I said, I do think with the Tower and the Hermit here, this really big life change, it could have been a death in the family, it could have been having to move somewhere else, it could have been loss of a job, it could have been loss of a friendship, it could have been a breakup that they had. Something like that really made them reflect a lot on what they want and restructure their life and their routine in a way that is more productive towards the kind of life that they want. And I think that really goes hand in hand with the pile marker you selected, this life purpose card, which is about your life purpose, obviously, and really finding the love within yourself before you find it externally, and learning how to send that out into the universe and learn how to love the little things and learn how to love yourself even when you don't have someone currently loving you. So this person has definitely internalized that, and I feel like they tend to be very optimistic and very affectionate. They do have this Knight of Cups energy, which is a very affectionate card. So I think, especially with their friends, their family members, they tend to be very nurturing. They probably like to give a lot of hugs. And it's really important to them to take care of the people that they love and care about, which is why a relationship with them would be pretty nice, because they are very emotionally in tune. So if they felt like you were having a bad day, they would very quickly recognize that and try to figure out a way to make you feel better. Your Lover's Oracle card says, Sacred Union, honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. I do think that there is something kind of sacred and special about two people finding their way back to each other. And I'm not even a proponent of getting back with your ex. I've never gotten back with an ex. I don't think I ever would. But it reminds me, I read this story once, and I'm pretty sure it was a true story, where this couple broke up and they decided okay, if we're still single in 5 years, we're going to meet at this exact spot on these steps in front of a library or something, and we're going to come see each other. And they dated other people within that 5 year span, and they both ended up showing up without having talked to each other. They weren't like in contact all this time, but they both remembered this day, and they both showed up to the spot, and then that couple did end up getting married. I will try to find this article and link it in the description so you can read it if you want. But it is the vibe that I am picking up. For your Romance Angels card, we got past life relationships. You have known each other before. Self-explanatory. Like I said, I really think that this is someone that you have dealt with in the past. I'm not sure if you actually dated. It doesn't feel like if you did, it was that serious. It feels like maybe there was a one-sided crush, or maybe like a singular date, and then stuff came up and then you lost touch for whatever reason. But definitely feels like you're finding your way back to this person. So congratulations to you, my pile threes. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 4, Abundance, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Two of Wands, the Fool, the Nine of Wands, the World, and Temperance. For your Lover's Oracle card, we got Secret Admirer, and for your Romance Angels card, we got Unrequited Love. Okay, my pile 4, so who is your next lover? We start off your spread with this Two of Wands, and immediately what I'm hearing is that this person could be from another place than you. I don't think that it's super far away, maybe like an adjacent town or city, but it feels like they're not from the same place you're from, so maybe they recently moved to the place where you're at, or you're going to be moving to where they're at. But there is this feeling that there is some kind of barrier in terms of distance, or there has been in the past. And another message that I'm picking up from this Two of Wands is that this person can be extremely type A, very much a planner through and through. They probably make like checklists every day of what they need to be getting done. They're extremely organized. They like everything to be in a very done a very specific way, in a specific order. And they tend to become anxious when things are not going as they've planned. And I don't think that they are controlling about it necessarily. It doesn't feel like they're really pushing this onto other people. It feels like they just have extremely high expectations for themselves, so they could have a perfectionist type of personality. And then we have this series of cards, the Fool, the Nine of Wands, and the World, which is really interesting because the Fool is the first card in the Major Arcana, the first card in the entire tarot deck, and the World is the last card of the Major Arcana. And the Major Arcana is really about these kind of spiritual cycles that we go through in life. So we have beginning to end, but in between we have this Nine of Wands, which is a feeling of woundedness, a feeling of being on guard, a feeling of paranoia. And I think that really speaks to this person's level of perfectionism, because I think that they end up holding themselves back a lot. But let me start off specifically with this Fool card. So they could be an Aquarius or have a prominent Aquarius placement in their natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And this person has a lot of plans for their future, and they care a lot about social issues, and they could dress in a way that really makes them stand out from other people. So maybe they wear patterns that are really funky, or they just have a different style from the people that you are normally around. Because they are very ambitious people and they do have all of these plans for their future, they tend to put a lot of pressure on themselves to succeed and make those plans happen. And so the optimism, the fun, the hopefulness that initially drives them to go after these goals ends up being kind of beaten down because they are so hard on themselves. But this person definitely is, once they decide on something, they're all in. they will go for it. They're not afraid to take risks, and they might be adventurous. They might really enjoy kind of adventurous or outdoorsy type of dates. So they might like to go hiking. They might like to go on a picnic. They might like to go on a vacation somewhere where there is some kind of like sport activity, like maybe boating or skydiving or zip lining, things like that. And as I said, with this Nine of Wands, this person is someone who is extremely hard on themselves. So much so that even though they do have these ambitions and they go after them and they really try their hardest, I feel like they burn themselves out really easily. And they also tend to criticize themselves so much that they almost feel like it's not worth it. Like they will never be enough in whatever capacity. And I also am getting the sense that that is, if you already know this person, and you might meet them, in the future, near future-ish, but I get the feeling that this person definitely has a crush on you, and before you get together. And I feel like they're pining after you quite a lot, but they feel like you are out of their league. So they're not really approaching you so much because they have this fear that they are not enough, because part of them wants to start the conversation and just take a leap of faith and ask you out and just try. And then the other part of them, this type A planner type, is like, oh, but what about all these things? I don't have this quality, or maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not their type. Maybe I need to ask them at a different time. Maybe they'll think I'm weird or like creepy. Like this person definitely gets down on themselves quite frequently. And this is the reading for your next lover. So I do think that they get over this at least enough to, talk to you, communicate to you. But this is something that they have, which is a lot of insecurities about their worth and their worthiness of being loved. It definitely does feel like this person probably has had a not so great relationship in the past, and because of that, they really do have a lot of walls up. They do have these barriers that are kind of hard to pick at and crumble down, but I do feel like once they really start to open up, you will kind of see why they are that way, and it will be easier to get past the thorns and the prickly parts and the parts that they're trying to hide from you to see all of the beautiful things that they have to offer, because I think this person definitely wants to offer them to you, obviously, as your next lover. Additionally, with the Nine of Wands, this person could be quite protective over the people that they care about, and in particular you. So this feels very much like the kids who, maybe like a kid that was bullied in school, and then they grow up and they really look out for people who are being bullied, or they look out for people who are at risk. They really stand up to protect people who can't otherwise really protect themselves. And that's just an example. That could be what the situation is with this person, but definitely they feel obligated to protect people, because I do think that at one point in their life they felt powerless in some kind of way. So it could have been because they were children. It could have been because they felt like they didn't really have any options. And that might be why they're so big on planning, because they like to have the backup plan and the safety net, because they don't want to end up in a situation where they feel like they have no control over what's going on in their life. Now, as I said before, the World is the last card in the Major Arcana, and it's all about cycles coming to completion and these kind of hard-earned lessons and hard-earned rewards. So I think definitely that this person, like I said, is very ambitious, and they have these huge goals for their lives. They have probably like a list of the things that they would like to achieve. They might even have like a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, but this person is very much interested in getting to a place where they feel more accomplished. And one of the ways that they get there is having to overcome this hurdle of their own insecurities or the feeling that they're not going to be enough. And I do feel like it's something that they're actively working on, because this is kind of their personality as is. So it feels like, healing or getting better isn't linear necessarily. So it does feel like sometimes they slip back into these patterns of feeling very down on themselves and feeling like they can't do something or they're not able to accomplish something because they don't have enough of whatever quality. But it does feel like this person is working on it. They could be a Capricorn or have a prominent Capricorn placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So that's Aquarius and Capricorn that we have represented here as possible signs for this person. They could have also literally traveled the world. As I said with the Two of Wands, I do think that this person is from a different place than you are, so could be something not that huge, like just a different town, a different state, different province, different county, whatever the situation is where you live. But this person could literally come from another part of the world, or maybe they have traveled around the world and they visited a lot of different places. Finally, with Temperance here at the end of the spread, this is them trying to balance these two energies of the World and the Fool, which is part of them that is very optimistic, very go-getter, very ambitious, very risk-taking, adventurous, wants to try new things, wants to put themselves out there. And then the World, which is kind of a self-serious card, someone who takes their accomplishments very seriously and getting there very seriously. And that seriousness is also evidenced in the Two of Wands and the Nine of Wands. As I said, I really do think this person, very type A personality, very regimented, planned type of person. And so I think sometimes they even get down on themselves because they're like, I haven't been having enough fun. Like, they're like, I need to schedule my planned fun time. This person's funny. So they are definitely trying to find a balance between this part of them that could probably put their heads down and work and go after these goals nonstop, and the part of them that wants to slow down and enjoy life and have fun. And I think for some of them, they are currently in therapy, like working on that. And another thing that I'm getting with Temperance is that they don't really have many vices. They're very much, like if they drink, they're very casual drinkers, maybe just a drink or two out at a social event, at a bar. Not a heavy drinker, not completely abstaining. They are probably very responsible financially. They spend money on a few fun things, but they don't overspend. They have all their bills paid. They do tend to gravitate towards calm people because they do not care for drama. They are very much a type of person that a friend group would go to as a mediator. So if someone was having an argument, they'd be like, what's the deal with this? Because this person is very good at being a non-influenced and objective bystander. So with abundance as a pile marker here, this pile marker in particular is all about recognizing the areas in your life where you already are blessed, or the things that you already have wealth in. So maybe you have a really wonderful friendship. Maybe you have a really nice job. Maybe you have a really wonderful apartment. Maybe you just have running water and you can take a hot shower at night, and that's amazing. Maybe you have a close relationship with one of your parents. Whatever that situation is, I think that this person is really making a concerted effort to focus more on what they have and be appreciative for that, because they can be so ambitious and so set on achieving certain things that when they feel like there's a setback, it's very easy for them to get down on themselves and feel like they're not deserving, or maybe they haven't really accomplished anything. And so definitely I think that's something to look out for, is someone who maybe has these insecurities but is making a concerted effort to be very appreciative of the things that they have around them. So that might be something that you notice about this person, is that they really make a point of practicing gratitude, because it allows them to kind of get out of their own way and their own insecurities. So your Lover's Oracle card says, secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. So you might already know this person, and you might kind of suspect that they have a crush on you, but you are not sure because they haven't really given you any signs. It's just like the vibe. Or this could be someone that you meet a little bit into the future who you have a similar thing with, because as I said, I do think that this person very much wants to pursue you almost immediately after meeting you. They really want to take that risk and be able to ask you out, but they keep holding themselves back, or they keep talking themselves out of it because they do have these insecurities or these fears that they're not enough, or they haven't accomplished enough for you to want them back. So I do think that is something that when you get together with this person, you will kind of smooth out those wrinkles in their psyche. And the romance angels card that you got was unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going, which I think, again, is a reflection of how this person is feeling about you. Maybe they feel like it's one-sided, like they really like you, but you don't notice them at all. And, you know, clearly you like this person on some level. Maybe it takes you a while, but this person very much immediately goes to, oh, they would never like me because of this, and this. And so I feel like it might take you a while to actually get with this person because they do hold themselves back quite a lot. But I do think overall that they are a very fun person to date because this is someone who will actually plan a date. They're not going to be like, let's hang out, and then it never comes to fruition. If they ask you out, they're going to say, let's go to this place at 7 p.m. I booked a reservation. We're going to go here, and then afterwards we're going to go to this park, and we're going to do this activity. They definitely are planners through and through, and also I think they enjoy trying new things. And they might enjoy traveling also, so they would enjoy like couples vacations. And this person also, even though they do like exciting things, they also like laid back, chill environments too. So they like maybe going to a museum. They like a date where you just stay in and watch a movie on the couch. This person really kind of can adapt to your mood and what you want for the day. And again, this person is really working on practicing gratitude. So this person would be very appreciative of having you in their life, and they would try to show you that gratitude by doing these things, showing you new things, taking you to new places, being a voice of reason or a shoulder to cry on when you need that. And in return, I think you would be boosting this person's feelings of being lovable. So that is it for you, my pile fours. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care.